Hey, Coach, so I've seen the last couple games you guys put out a lineup with Tice and Plumlee. Is that something that you guys are trying to see if you can go forward and use it in the playoffs?
I think just with bodies being out, that's something that we had to go to more than, just experiencing with it.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask about Kai Jones. He had mentioned that Lawrence Frank had spoke about long-term development. How is it important for a guy like that to be in with an organization like the Clippers that focuses on long-term development?
I think just, you have somebody at this stage of his career, young, and just really, just an incredible athlete that has a ton of talent. And I think just with our player development and our staff, just really trying to develop him to his strengths. Obviously a lob threat, could be a rim protector. So just really try to dial into developing him and all the other things offensively and defensively, whether that's screening angles or coverage, with pick and rolls. But yeah, just really on both sides of the ball, trying to lock into all the little details that can help him, play to his strengths even better.
Coach, two-parter here. First of all, how tough was it to slow down Boban in that fourth?
It was pretty tough. He's a big boy. but X got that jump ball against him.
And the second part, just your perspective of how, Luka and Kyrie, just what you've seen earlier, how they've kind of mastered that tandem that they have going on there in Dallas, and how much of a difficult task that'll be to kind of defend them.
Yeah, you have two elite scorers and attackers. So, it'll be a challenge for sure. Our staff has already dove into it, the last couple of days knowing that we're locked in to play them. So we're getting ready for a lot of different coverages and, just getting ready for both those guys being on the floor together. Things will change probably when one of them is off the floor, but when you have both those attackers out there, then, you're forced to make some tough decisions and read the game in terms of how they're playing.
Coach, kind of touching on that a little bit. What goes into the preparation of trying to dive into one single opponent as the playoffs, as you prepare for the playoffs?
It's just getting into more layers than the regular season. You're really diving into everything from what has worked against them, what they're doing really well, how you can slow that down, how you can prepare for it. So just, getting to the next layers of that postseason. And that could be, anything from after timeouts, late game situations. Everything is a little bit more in depth and studied a little bit more and reviewed, with the players.
Coach, before things get way more serious next week with the playoffs, I'm just kind of curious, what's been your favorite moment in this season with so many different highs and so many different lows, the comebacks, what was your favorite moment?
Personally, I think when we made the changes with our team and we struggled, and seeing us stay together and then hit that stretch of 26-5, I think it was, that to me was resiliency, from a team perspective, and then just seeing that whole process come together and seeing the guys come together, everything from Ty and the coaching staff to go through that process to try to figure it out. And, seeing where we're at now, I think that beginning process, those 31 games, that probably would be my favorite part of the season.
Two more?
Coach, Brandon Boston Jr. had right here. Coach Brandon Boston Jr. had 4 steals today, including an inbounds pass. What makes him so adept at thievery?
Instincts. I think he's an instinctual player. Defensively, he can read passing lanes, be disruptive, and I think he did that tonight.
Dan, what are the challenges that present itself facing a playoff opponent that you've seen recently and having to see them again?
In terms of the postseason?
Yeah, in terms of the post, like preparing for a team that you've seen who also knows what you guys tend to like to do.
I think those chess pieces have moved a little bit already, where when you have teams that haven't seen each other in the postseason recently, everything can be a little new. Those first couple games, I think both teams will be a little bit more prepared and maybe a little bit further ahead than some of these other first-round opponents because of that. recent past with them in the playoffs.
Would you prefer to see a different team, like a team that you haven't played recently in the playoffs, as opposed to a team that you have played in the last couple of years?
No, I don't think there's a preference. No, I mean, we have Dallas, and we're ready for Dallas.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks.
Let's get ready for Hoop Jab.